Hey guys, what's up, everybody?
So it hasn't
Anyone
been 2
here?
weeks, but we're back.
Yeah, it hasn't been 2 weeks and we're already back. Do you think they're gonna get fed up with us soon?
Well, probably not because
Well,
we
let's.
have a very special guest today.
That's true. That's true. So let's bring them all in and start.
Yep, let's go.
All right, you go in.
My computer froze, Nana. You put people in. Sorry.
Let me do it.
Hi guys.
Here go all the ladies, and
Hi.
here's our special guest. Hi, Zach. Hi, girls.
Hi.
How is everyone today?
Great.
Yeah, really good.
Awesome.
Just chilling.
Thank you for taking the time to hang out with us again, Zach.
It is my absolute pleasure. So happy to be here.
We're happy to have you.
That's a fact.
So how are you feeling with all the Army of the Dead craziness for the last week?
I feel good. I'm a little tired from the 4 months of press I feel like I've been doing.
Wow.
Like, frankly, there's been no break since Justice League till now. It's been one press run for, well, 3 months for sure, right? I mean, when did
I'm
Justice
sure it just double it because that's how much press you've done. What the average person would do in 6 months, you've done in 3.
Because Justice League came out, what date? What was the date? Does anybody know?
It was
March.
March 18th.
March 18th.
Yeah.
March.
Oh yeah, Mark.
March.
So long ago.
Sorry.
I know.
April, May.
It's June, yeah?
And
Yeah.
It is June. It is the
yeah,
beginning.
it's
of
it
June.
apparently June.
It's
So
Pride Month. Happy Pride, everybody.
May, June.
3 months, right?
Yeah.
4 months, really,
you've-
because
4 months of press.
yeah, because I was doing press in the lead up.
Yes.
So you count pretty much all of March, right? March,
Mm.
April,
Yeah.
May, and I'm still doing it.
Now,
I don't count this because this is just fun.
as a creative, a visionary, some would say, I take it that press is your favorite part.
I love it. It's so great. I literally, this is not an exaggeration. I think we did I've done over 500 interviews for Army.
Oh my gosh.
Are you tired?
No wonder it seems like they just keep coming. Like I've noticed that we've a new interview with you almost every few days.
Yes.
And then people are like, how does it feel to return to the zombie genre? That's like my favorite one.
Oh, yeah.
We love original questions.
I'm like, well, feels great. I mean, it was funny, well, because in the normal press run, when we just did the normal junket like you do, it's only they're like, okay, this is a 3-minute interview, and then they begin,
Right.
If I ramble on one question, it's over, right? So
The whole interview.
the first question is always that, how does it feel to return 17 years later to the zombie genre? What does it feel like?
17 years
hoping I'm
later,
just-
so you and the cicadas are on the same schedule.
What I'm saying, we've synced up. I actually remember the cicadas coming out.
Can you not wait another 17 years though, please?
When the cicadas come again, we'll make another zombie movie.
And then you'll get to do another press tour where they ask you, so how does it feel after 34 years?
To return to the cicada genre. It's awesome. It's great. Because I'll be.
Zach, how does it feel to return after 17 years?
No.
It does feel good, but look, the truth is, I really, it was fun. The real answer to that question.
That was a joke.
The real answer to that question is I didn't really think about it in those terms. So, like,
Right.
I didn't think like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to my roots, because they're always like, oh, what does it feel like to go back to your roots? That's the other question.
Oh, yeah.
You're not
feel that
in
one.
the documentary.
I'm like, is it my roots?
Yeah. This isn't Packers the making, although I am here for the Vince Lombardi movie. I'm sorry, I trashed Packers.
I
Like,
really
sorry.
make the Vince Lombardi movie, so I don't know.
I
who wants it.
really will buy every copy if you make it. Big fan.
Mark Ruffalo as Vince Lombardi.
I was gonna ask. Oh my god!
That's my idea. It's obvious. He's from Wisconsin too, so it's pretty obvious.
Yes.
It like works perfectly.
I love it.
And then halfway through, he turns into the Hulk, and it's great.
Then it's a little awkward.
It's a crazy mashup.
Kevin
They
Feige is pictured in a coffee shop somewhere in the background.
Oh, but I'm serious.
Ultimate mashup.
I don't know how to make that happen, but I would love to. So, but yeah, so good. I'm glad that there's. I don't know. I bet everyone in Wisconsin now and you are fans of that idea.
Yes, and several of my, weirdly, I know. So my background is in public speaking, competitive speech, and theater in high school and college, and now I coach competitive speech.
Love that.
And people are, thank you. I really enjoy it too.
That is cool. That's cool.
So many people are inspired by, like, I know people who haven't touched a sports ball in their life who like live and breathe by Vince Lombardi. So I'm here.
By his quotes and his.
Yes, quotes on the walls of our team rooms, written in our books. Like people, I know people who have it like, I don't know if they've gotten the tattoos, but they've talked about getting tattoos.
Of the quote, though, not of
his quote. Not of his face.
Although there was Adam Foreman, my friend and tattoo artist. I mean, in the old gym, he drew a portrait of Vince Lombardi that was in this awesome, and I was like, I want that on my calf. And then Debbie said no.
Oh.
Aw.
Like, I don't think I can stare at that old man's face.
You should.
She's clearly not a huge sports fan, so like it's not. I also like that you said they haven't touched a sports ball.
No, I mean what they would call it. I'm just speaking the language.
That's cool. No, I like that. That's cool.
Any of them. It includes all of them in any.
They haven't touched any sports balls of any kind. I don't even know. And maybe even like hockey pucks. They haven't touched those either. Like
I haven't, or shuttlecocks.
Yeah.
Or shuttlecock.
Not a ball at all. It's just like a weird other object.
It's an object of physics, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
That's why I love the sport, because every time you hit, there's like a thing that happens.
Well, speaking of sports ball,
So, Zach,
I was going to mention that that we just saw that Guzman video came out with him killing zombies with a baseball.
Yeah, that was fun. They kind of ran off. We were in the middle of production, and they were like, let's make a bunch of these videos. And so they went off, and they just, every day they'd come back and be like, we did this one. I'm like, okay, that's great. That's
So, but who's filming? Is the hair shadow a cameo?
I don't know. No, it wasn't me. I wasn't there.
Okay.
I mean, I was like, they would pitch me the concepts. I'd be like, that's great. Because we were like busy making the movie, and they would
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, you guys are having fun out there while we're like, getting.
I love how they grabbed a couple shamblers. Are you in this one? No. All right, come over here. Come over here.
Yeah, basically that's how you did it, which is cool.
come over here, let me kill you.
Yes.
Was that the first one that they released?
Other than the one we saw in the movie, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's
So
another.
are there a few more we can
I
expect?
feel like there are. I know that shot a bunch more, so we'll see if they.
Oh, I mean that is cool. Like having an influencer during a zombie. Oh. I mean, I wouldn't think of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
You know that if there was a zombie plague, that would be a very common.
Absolutely.
I mean, right now, yes. Right now,
Lorena, you game. It's like real life. That's what Sam Wynn said her character was like inspired by. Not that she had ever actually killed zombies like Guzman, but that she came from like a virtual reality game playing background.
Sure.
And it just translates, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
as a fan of baseball, I did enjoy it. I thought that was
Yeah.
As a fan of baseball, I gotta say, it was really that's cool. I like that mashup happened also.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, the baseball fan. Well, anyway, there's more coming. So I think, yeah, I know they shot a couple more. I did see them, and I was like, oh my god, you guys are insane.
That's cool.
I wonder what else is going to come next.
Yeah, there's some. Anyway, you'll see. I don't want to ruin it.
The British football, the real football, not American football.
Yeah.
I know Amanda's had a go at Packers. I don't even know who Packers are, in all honesty. But football, which you guys call soccer, so like that's what's next.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yes, no, it's not. It's
Yes, no.
Or Fatma, her dreams
I
crushed.
believe there's
right
an
out there.
automotive. There's an automotive.
Oh.
So you'll have to wait.
Oh.
But
Like,
again, I don't know. I have to ask if they all got finished.
You can have a zombie outbreak in Manchester and have Manchester United. I don't know.
Oh, cool. Zombie Manchester United is cool.
There you go.
Hey, the
that
Packers were in
works.
Pitch Perfect. I feel like you can get Manchester United in something 17 years from now.
17 years from now.
Clearly, I support Manchester United. But anyway,
I love it. I love it. So you had Deb in BVS as a mourner during
Yeah.
the funeral scene.
Yeah.
Was she a shambler or an alpha? Or just a victim in this
She didn't
one?
want to be in the movie. I did suggest that she do some she was like, no, I'm good. I'm busy. You know, she's all all business when it comes to that stuff. Well, the reason BBS, you know, of course, you know, we did that to keep it a secret, you know.
Right. Right.
So all those people are the crew at the
Kind of
funeral.
like how you shot Omari's follow-up, just alone with like 3 people.
Yeah, very small. Very small crew.
Interesting.
Did
Okay.
you ever know? I remember when we were shooting Man of Steel, there was a leak. Someone shot a shot from the street, and there was a shot of the dog, and they were like, "Look, Crypto's in the movie," and I was like, "Oh my guys, okay."
Like, okay, whatever you guys
I don't
want.
even have a dog.
It's not even the right breed of dog, but okay.
I go, that's cool. That's a cool. I'm gonna start with Crypto. That's what it's been my passion to get him in, and I just wish I really want to.
As a big animal lover.
Yeah, I just, you know what, Clark Schmidt, but Crypto is where it's at.
Cal who?
We're gonna chronicle that. He'll get his cape later on, but it's, you know, it's coming. But yeah, I think we
Zack
talked.
Snyder direct. Zack Snyder.
After I saw that, I was gonna tie a cape on the dog and let him run around and have everyone go nuts. Didn't do that. But
Zombie dogs that play sports is like Air Bud.
there are zombies. There are
Army
zombie
of the
dogs.
Dead crossover with Airbud.
In the animated prequel, there are zombie dogs. I think I've seen that before. That is true.
That's a deep cut, Zach. I love it.
I try to bring it back. That's one of my.
So you've got your virtual reality trucks thing. So
Oh, yeah.
do you want to talk about that a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredibly crazy and fun. So basically, the way it works is a long time ago, I guess a year ago, the VR guys came and pitched us like, what do you think of this? You know, what can we do with VR? And then we went back and forth, talked about like, oh, it's like a rescue mission. You know, you're in the taco truck, you're shooting at zombies, and the thing happens. You got to rescue these guys that are stuck in the middle of Vegas. And so I was like, that's cool. And then they were working it out, and whether it's Valentine and all, you know, there was all that stuff that we had to do to kind of make it keep getting more of the movie elements into it. And then I was like, okay. So then there was like a prototype version we sort of saw. And then we kept looking at we do all the turns and everything that was all looking good. And then finally, when we went down to do it, it was it's cool because they have the truck is literally drives, right? The taco truck.
Okay.
So they'll drive it to wherever they're going to go. They park it, and they built this motion base that the truck kind of goes up on, right? And when you get in the back, when you put on your VR goggles, the whole inside of the truck is 1-to-1 and mapped to the VR. So like if you put your hand out and touch the wall or the ground, it's all where it should be, right? So even though your virtual hand is reaching out, it's actually touching something real. So it's really cool. And then when you start driving, and of course, when you look around and look at your buddies, they all look like, not like, like they're just characters.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is like they blow wind on you and they shake the truck's on the motion base. So when it's like bumping, you're like, oh, fuck. And then, and then you got to just go nuts. And
That's cool.
It sounds so awesome. I did one of trucks like forever ago for like a U.S. Army recruiting thing, but it was like so real, like they had wind and everything. So this sounds pretty amazing. This sounds just like kind of like it, but better.
Yeah, I think you're gonna love it. It's cool. It's really good fun.
That's a fascinating recruiting tool.
Yeah, it's a similar recruiting tool. Hopefully. In the zombie fight
to join Guzman's army.
Yeah, Guzman.
People he brings along who then quit before it starts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think we actually saw something similar on Comic-Con as well, but we didn't get to go because these things are always so full. But I put myself on a wait list, so I got to make it to the London one.
Where is do you guys know? I haven't looked at the schedule.
It seems to be New York, LA, and there was one other, but I forget.
Chicago.
And then London. Oh, Chicago, yeah. So New York, LA, Chicago for US right now, and then London only for UK at the moment.
No, there's a lot more of them, but London's not on sale yet. Like you can put yourself up on a wait list, but like I think on sale is just New York now. I'm not sure.
And then there's just none in Ireland, so.
But Rachel's not bitter.
I'm just gonna have to go to London to try it out.
Hey, you can come hang out with us, Rachel.
I'm surprised it's also not going to Vegas. I bet it is. At some point.
Sure.
I think it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense if it didn't go to Vegas.
I think Cole's right that only New York is on sale because when I went to the same event site to find the Chicago like thinking, oh, they've all opened up, I'm gonna get Chicago now. Chicago wasn't even available. Like it just didn't exist.
Yeah, and also let's not forget it's going to be out there for a year. They're going to drive it around, so it's not like
really. So there'll be multiple chances.
I think it's going to end up
groupies.
Are they bringing the same truck to London? Is it going to like?
They've made I think 4 of them, and they're going to like send them all over the world.
Oh,
that's a man. Netflix said we wanted to do promo, and they went hard.
Yeah, it's going to end up in Reykjavik eventually. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I just made that up. Feels like a small market, but they're very loyal.
My goodness.
Maybe on the way back, you're gonna stop off. But yeah, that's cool.
Just start swimming now, Rachel. You'll get there.
oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Joey. Coming in with
they do have Vegas. It says here in the chat, New York, LA, Vegas, and DC. I'm sure they're just COVID numbers are probably not real.
Oh, I'm sure. Isn't it? Hey, did you get your dog vaccinated yet? Is everyone vaccinated?
I have not got my dog vaccinated yet, but he's eligible.
He's eligible in LA County.
Yeah, in LA County, yeah. He's eligible.
Wait, in LA, having you vaccinate your dog?
All the zoo animals have been vaccinated in LA County for sure. Well, I saw it when they vaccinated those gorillas in San Diego. That was a while ago, and I was like, okay, come on, guys. Like this is getting crazy.
That I didn't know that happened until just now.
They did. They vaccinated all the gorillas.
I mean, it makes sense.
Oh,
They're close in like to humans. So.
Yeah, no. I mean, they were getting COVID. I think some of the monkeys got COVID.
They were okay. Now if they're actually getting COVID, now I feel bad about it.
Yeah, they were getting COVID, so it's not. It wasn't. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't like they were just like, look.
They're probably awful with mask protocol too. Not a lot of hand washing going on.
Zero hand washing. There's a lot of they'll throw some feces at you, but
that's one way it spreads. So that's a problem.
Yeah,
airborne.
It's problematic.
How is it like to shoot the Stephen Colbert special? Stephen Colbert.
Colbert. Colbert is Manda's husband. Colbert is the famous one.
Right. Okay. Pronunciation. Stephen Colbert.
Colbert is
technically we're all Colberts, and he just chose Colbert because of the comedic value of it.
All right, but how was it like to shoot with him and do that special? It seemed like an amazing time.
It was really fun. I got to be honest. I was really nervous, and I kept telling Debbie. Debbie was super excited to go to New York, and I was not because I didn't want to do this acting thing. I was not this. This is not my skill set.
Who directed you?
Beef. It was the guy, just their guy who does their skits. Whatever. He was cool. I forget his name, but he was super cool. And they were all great. And I think my skit was the first thing they'd shot in where everyone was just there working, because I just went to their, to the theater. And we just shot. And so they were all like, this is our first thing we're doing, and I'm like, oh cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it as cold as all the guests say it is? Because they always say it's cold whenever they're on with him.
Was it cold? I can't remember. I was nervous, and so I don't remember if I was cold.
Sorry, I don't know. So hot, this is so interesting to
I wasn't sweating though, so it might have been cold.
What type of knife do you recommend throwing at my husband?
It was rubber.
A rubber.
Aww. I don't have that kind yet, but I'll get one.
Yeah, it was fun. And the truth is they were really cool, and the writers were really smart and funny. And, I just pretty much read the script as they wrote it.
So did someone, I guess, is this like an organic, someone in the writing room was like, I know all of the tropes about Zack, and we're just going to tropity trope all over him. Or were you like, these are the tropes that people know about me? And I
gave him a little help on the phone and said, here's some of the things that you might want to look at. And they were like, okay.
So I don't know if you can say, or if you want to say, but who wrote the second Warner Brothers line?
That was theirs. They did that. I was very proud. It was a proud moment for the writing. For this, yeah. I was like, well, okay.
That was your actual reaction on camera.
Any particular reason why at the end of the skit it showed Paramount Plus?
I think Paramount, don't they own CBS or?
Oh, okay. So because online on Twitter, people have been speculating, is that a hint? Is something coming?
I don't think so. I think aren't they the parent company of? I don't know. I could be completely wrong, and they could have just been making fun of just taking another streamer and taking a shot. But I didn't really think about it. But I knew it didn't have any deeper meaning. So not for me. I don't have a deal at Paramount Plus.
You heard it here, guys.
We can
put that one to rest.
That would have been a cool way to reveal it, but that's not a thing. So
just recreate the same one, but with the end as a reveal, and be like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a dramatic move. Yeah.
Thank you, Darius.
Yes, thank you. See, Darius knows.
Yeah,
Darius.
So I'm sure you've been hearing some crazy fan theories about Army the last few weeks. And what's the craziest?
Crazy? Crazy good.
Other than Amanda's that we discussed before we came on.
We're not allowed by the FAA to discuss it.
Literally not allowed to talk about it. But
It's a better one.
Well, the only
high-ranking theories are pretty great. Pretty great theory.
Listen,
That could be
Athena is my queen.
its own T-shirt.
I actually had a question as far as theories go, because Rachel actually brought me up to it. She posted a picture of the bite that Amari has on his arm. And I was wondering, because it doesn't look like a fresh bite. It looks more like a scar than like an actual wound. Is that on purpose?
Well, let me just say that the bite that's on his arm was a mold of those teeth that we took and then put on Amari. So
it is his teeth.
Question
So
whether
you're
or
not a forensic dental expert, Rachel.
those were the teeth of those were the Zeus teeth marks.
but it didn't look fresh. It looked like it had been there for like a month or so.
Well, that has a little to do with how Omari is reacting to the bite, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they were from another loop where he had better teeth.
Oh.
Okay. Maybe Rich Citron has a particularly clean mouth. You know.
Very clean.
Yeah.
When he puts in his dentures, which he does. No, I mean, because like those zombie teeth are fake, right? Like,
yes.
By the way, it's really disturbing when he doesn't have them in because he just looks. It's like a scary monster with these like beautiful teeth. It's a weird.
So let's talk about it over again.
Stunned.
It's a weird look. What?
I'm really stunned that they're his teeth. I'm like, I thought I was onto something.
It's cool.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
Oh,
this is caring. This is a lot of caring. But
it is a lot of. You know what, Rachel? That is exactly what it is. You had me believing it, Rachel. I was like, yeah, why not?
I was fully convinced. I was like, no, it's someone else.
Is there
Someone else is
It's
here.
actually Peter.
Is
Wait,
there this guy says, is there a Roswell crash landing in the army verse? Well,
I mean, obviously,
Army
that's a real thing.
listen, yeah, that's not a. There's a crash landing. There's a Roswell crash landing in our universe. So why wouldn't there be in?
Yeah.
So I will say that there is, and you will see it. And I don't mean to just defer to the animated series because it's an easy thing to do, but it's true. But there is a sort of Area 51 kind of desert event that kind of. Why Area 51 is where it is also explained in the Army prequel.
Interesting.
So
The actual facility is in that spot for a reason. So
So
Are we going to learn more about Zeus and Athena's origin story in the
I want to know their love story.
series?
yeah.
Were they lovers before?
Because I need Solo for them.
Yeah.
No, they didn't know each other before. I didn't want them to. I wanted it to be the whole romance happened in zombie.
while
town.
they were zombified.
Slow burn, right?
Their true selves.
A slow burn. It was like they met and all that. Like
The
it was
love
slow.
scene. The love scene is not in.
No, I mean I don't know.
I think the love scene is in the second season of the animated series.
I'm talking about.
That's in the animated series, much more
He
than
does know your interests, Lauren.
No, but I don't mean it like that. I swear, I mean like the build up of the relationship. I mean
Oh,
slow.
A slow burn, not hot and heavy, not fast
Yeah.
and furious.
Joey.
I don't know why we let Joey like into our audience ever. He's out of pocket always.
No.
So
But
my
yes, you do see a bit of the evolution of their relationship, not the full thing. I think there are still some things we have yet to explore. We see the creation of Athena's character. and sort of her finding her place among the alphas, but we don't see the full bloom of their romance.
Was that Athena the actress? Was that Athena the actress's choice to do Athena the zombie's body language the way that she did, or was that like a collaborative?
That was an evolution, I think, that just happened in the like stunt room, and they kept showing us stuff, and she kind of just said, "What about this?" And I was like, "Jesus, that's awesome." So yeah, no, she's awesome.
It was really cool.
So I just
like just an insane athlete and just an insanely committed performer in every way. No compromise, no, like she would never. I had to say, okay, you need to stop, because she would never quit or stop or anything. Or
so she's somewhere in Las Vegas right now, prowling.
She might be.
In that makeup.
You might be. No. Yeah. Like she's just.
Sorry. Go on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you go first.
No, I just mean it's just cool. It's like amazing to work with someone so, just dedicated to what she's doing and the sort of, and she and I just, we would talk about what the Queen's thinking here and what's happening, and she was just got it. Even in the sequence, which was a really hard sequence, that shot where she actually gets hit by the bolos, tied up by the bolo round. That was a really hard shot to do, because that's her running at full speed. She's got to get jerked back, and they put the line they put on her like wrapped around her. So when they jerk her back, they pull it and it spins her out of it, right? So but she has to on her own put her arms down along her sides, because that's all CG, the cable. So she has to act and then land without letting her arms go out, right? So it's just really
while looking that stunning
on the ground. Yeah, and you're just like, oh my God, you're
Before we go too far away from it, were you joking when you said season 2 of the animated series, or is there really going to be 2 seasons?
I mean, we haven't confirmed the season 2, but there's certainly room for one. We know how. Okay. We know where it goes. So I would imagine.
Do you have an estimate on when the first season's coming out and when the Army of Thieves is going to be out? Do you have any idea?
I think there's going to be we're going to announce that shortly. So I'm gonna you guys might have to wait.
Yeah, be off camera.
But it will be announced shortly. I won't get in trouble. Debbie, do you not need to go on shows? You just
you're giving away the milk for free, Zach.
Just blab out things like the person.
Oh,
hey guys, it comes out this day. Just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. I would have been like, I think we announced that, didn't we? It's blah blah blah.
He's up his phone. There's the schedule.
Here's a trailer.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask my personal fan theory. Was that Zeus was a failed super soldier experiment, like a failed Captain America. Is there any credence to that, or like that's zombified?
Absolutely. Let's just say that went on, right? That idea went on. But Zeus, he's kind of patient zero. And so his actual, I think after him, there was quite a bit of experimenting, but he himself, the way he becomes a zombie is slightly different than that. And I think you'll find it more outrageous than a failed super soldier. Oh boy. Yeah, more outrageous than that, yeah.
Oh wow.
In a good way.
You've just gone completely nuts with the Armyverse. We've got aliens that you can see. We've got robots. There's a zombie baby. They can grow their hair.
Like, a zombie baby.
Did you just have a chat? Did you just have a chat?
I assumed the weird things. Grow. The zombie baby would. That the zombie baby was going to grow like a child. into some sort of next levels, even more than the alphas.
Like
I don't know if I said this. I might have said this. I had done this like riff where I was like, because I remember we were talking about it in the studio. It was like, zombie baby. Like, do we need to explain it? And I was like, I don't think so. I think it's okay. I think probably better. Sure, eventually we will. But for now, it's fine. And I said, I go, well, maybe when Zeus like lifts the baby up and like looks at it, we'll see a shot of him. I think I told this story, but it's fun anyway. And they're like, he's holding his like toddler's hand, he and Zeus, and they're walking over the wreckage. And the kid like looks and sees like a book of ABCs and like sits down and like opens up this book of ABCs and starts reading. And then Zeus is like, no, put that down. And then they start going. And then later we see him like, he's in the dust. He's like written a word, and then at the very end in like Washington, D.C. in the reflecting, he's holding the dead Zeus. And he's like, no, he says the first word, whatever.
Oh my gosh, that sounds crazy.
And they were like, no, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean,
just a quick flash. Zeus has a little, and then he's, there.
Yeah.
I was like, or we could do that. They were like, no, I think it's cool.
Leave it like this. You're like, well, I could tell them the zombirds and the zombies. Or
nice.
Thanks. You're not the only one, Joey Moreno.
They clearly know the zombirds and the zombies.
I am a little concerned about like the logistics of nursing a zombie baby. But
you have an issue?
Well, as a doula, no. As a doula, I'm just like concerned about the logistics of
whether or not there's like
Zeus and the baby are dead.
Yeah, of the.
Well, I think that's a question. Like, I think that the baby. Well, it's a good question. Like, can they breed now? After that, right? Like, is Zeus the only one? Because he's the only one that can make alpha,
right?
The only one that can. Seems like that can create a child, well, with Athena, but like maybe getting the pure from the source, some of that twinkly blue energy.
Energy. Let's choose the Vegas word. Energy.
Energy.
If you're gonna get some of that, you're gonna maybe there could be a zombie baby. So without Zeus, does that mean that there isn't a future? Well, in my mind, that without Zeus, there still has to be an alpha. Someone's got to take that.
Right. Just like a pet.
Yeah.
If the alpha dies, another alpha rises.
Takes place. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Rachel, you had something to ask about Vandero, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that you said you have to ask. I'm from the new community called Van Diescher.
So
we are a thing.
We ship Vandero.
We are a fan club. Is the bromance something that you wanted to happen? Like, were you hoping the fans would latch on to these and have them married, surviving together in another loop?
The bromance was very much, very intentional. How far you want to take the bromance, really, I don't think it could be taken too far, but it also, you stop where you want, everyone to each his own. But like
Steppenwolf,
sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think that definitely was, our intention to have the romance be very intense.
Yeah. How do you feel about people shipping them romantically?
It's cool with me.
It's like, I don't know how you did it. In literally the small space of time they get to interact, you had them work so well together.
Yeah.
And then it was like, they're obviously soulmates.
100%.
It's interesting because I think Dave Scott asks Vanderoe, like, can he do it?
Yeah.
And he looks over at Dieter, and then he doesn't give the most like confident sounding reply back. But in my mind, I like to imagine that he's like, I see why you're concerned, but like, we have no choice but to trust him, and I'm choosing to trust him. Like,
yeah, like I would say that the idea of him going like, well, also like sometimes, you know, you're with someone that you really like, you're gonna let it. You're gonna give them. You're gonna put your trust in them.
Yeah, like too much leeway, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, there's a question about whether the like people always ask me about like, what about the radiation? I'm like, what about it? Like, he might die. Like, if he hadn't been bit, he probably would have died in like 3 days.
Yeah.
You know, not like we don't know if he has radiation poisoning. He very well could, just enough not fall down. You know?
That's been a speculation about Kate, being that she survived, but she was in the fallout zone of that blast. So,
well, that's awesome. Like, we can get scientific with that if we want. We've done a lot of research. Probably.
Yeah. So what is it? An inoperative?
Way, depending on the yield, you know.
Okay, that's what it was. I was like, there's a word for
and also depending on like the winds, like even the shock wave, you can survive, of course, without being, you know, too affected by radiation, you know, initial shock wave. But, you know, the long-term effects, who knows? But, you know, depending on the yield, of course.
Oh, that's naughty.
I did not see that coming, and like I got to see the movie in the cinema, and I know myself and at least two others, we all shout, oh shit. It was so. My favorite part was the spinal cord flopping out. When I rewatched it with my dad on Netflix, we rewound it a few times. We're like, look at
I know, like it kind of stresses and then pops. You know,
like it was such a touching moment, and I was like, oh, so they might kiss, and then, fuck.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Was the man he loved, though. So
yeah, someone asked me the other day, and I was like,
have I gone too far?
No, not at all. I was like, what do you think's gonna happen right when they decide that they're gonna like get back together? I mean, what movie are you in? Like, what are the chances that like they're like, you know what? Forever's a long time. Like, you say forever's a long time, you are gonna die really soon after that.
Forever's a long time. Well, you're dead immediately.
Yeah.
My favorite is how Scott's like kind of clueless about the women in his life.
Oh yeah, no, he's
like, I had no idea who was the hots for me, and she's like
literally just misread everybody. You know, it's kind of sweet too, because he's like also, you know, just kind of like coming to terms with like, okay, well, if it wasn't that, then what was it? Like, he's like, the first time he's ever asked anybody, like, I'm not sure. I smash stuff. So somebody help me.
Oh my God.
It's good.
Which is
so
hearing Dave Bautista.
I had a great time with him.
He said that you guys had been speaking for a while before your agent approached him about this movie, and at first he wasn't interested, but then he realized that it was really like a father-daughter story in a zombie universe, and he really responded to that. In one of his interviews, he said, I'm estranged from my own daughters, and I have rarely, if ever, see people speaking with such frankness and eloquence about their own emotional state of being. And to hear it come from like Hulk smash is
Awesome.
beautiful, really.
And by the way, I think it was cathartic for all of us, you know, just to kind of, you know, make this movie where you had like a scene where like it's like father-daughter scene, and you know it's beautiful. You know, scene where the two of them sort of say goodbye to each other is really, it's cool. And by the way, is Dieter dead? Possibly alive, despite the news. Here, I'll say.
I mean, we didn't see the body, so
you know the rule. The rules are clear. Unless you see a dead guy.
no. Oh, Rachel is gonna go die happily now.
100%. Like it's. I actually continue to tell people like it's becoming a bit unhealthy now that it's worrying myself. I'm like every day I'm just like, oh my god, look at this gif of the two of them. No, I need to stop. I need to just. It's not happening. They're happening.
Rachel, only real love would self-sacrifice.
It's not a zombie film. It's a love story.
It is. By the way, Dieter really. I mean, that's a huge act of, you know.
Self-sacrifice.
Can we call the robot zombies zombots?
Sure.
Yes.
Now, I would argue that those zombies, the zombie robots are based on another technology that's not, you know, similar to the zombies themselves. More than probably with it.
And you can say no, or you can say like it's in another, you know, movie or like something, or a continuation of the story. But other zombie robots are government surveillance to see how the zombies are acting, and then once they only wanted to nuke Las Vegas when they realized that they can actually make children and form an actual society. That's my personal
absolutely
theory. That they're not exactly like.
That absolutely makes sense. That these robots are observation. The sentinels as we call them, are like our observation drones. Because then they're supposed to be watching them to make sure they don't do anything crazy, and apparently they are doing something crazy.
And that the government sent did they get Tanaka to get the zombie DNA that they've got there, because maybe it mutated differently in Las Vegas than it did in the experimentational settings that they had.
Sure.
Awesome, because this is amazing, because I really want to know the origins, and I know it's in the animated series with regards to how the biological element works and how he can pass his genetics down, and I'm just really interested to see the origin and then the future, and how Van der Hoe will then later have that zombie virus mutate in a different way. So God, this is so amazing. There's just so much, and thank you.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. We're having a great time. Shay and I, because Shay wrote all of the animated series, right? That's like another 2 hours. It's 2 hours of content. It's like another 2 hour. I was like, when we were putting it together,
another 2 hours of the movie.
Yeah, it's another 2 hours of info, and everyone does an amazing job. Christian Slater is hilarious and completely insane, because in the end he's the real bad guy, the Christian Slater's character that you meet in
Is this the Heathers?
What?
Is this the Heathers?
No.
Sorry.
It's in the animated series. She was making a joke.
It's in both. It's in the Heathers universe.
I wanted to ask as well. Because you showed a picture of Van der Hoe in the animated style. Did any of the actors in the animated series showed their face for the animation, or was it just a real life
all of the original cast?
Has their face,
but they're not. They're just us. A drawing.
So no mocap for it.
No mocap. because it's more
It's
style.
so real.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
Yeah,
Are
like-
there aliens?
What's that?
How do the
Are there?
aliens
Will we
like
see
in
any
the army?
aliens, and what do they look like?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta. You're gonna see them soon. I don't want to like.
Yeah, that sounds like a spoiler.
They look cool.
Nick was dead first.
They look super cool. Like here's a set. Here's a hotel room from.
Yeah.
Like this is a hotel room.
Oh, so
Yes.
that's from.
Of the
Hang on.
animated series.
That's beautiful.
That's cool.
Oh.
I mean, I just have to say thank you for having Anya Chalotra voicing one of the characters.
Oh,
Because
awesome.
I mean, I love her.
And then that's like that's another step.
Yeah. Wow, the design.
The light is so beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it doesn't look drawn at all. That's so pretty.
I think I think that the thing that we went for is really kind of photographic. The characters are very animated looking, but I try to put them into really photographic settings and really use all the rules, photographic rules. Like overexposed windows and short focus and all some of the same things we did on the movie, but like really let it be, because even in animation you get away with even more like impressionistic, kind of shadowy and cool, where you would expect to see everything just like fully lit and kind of really in your face. I was like, no, let's really push it that because it's fun.
So you said that the animated series is like 2 more hours of content. And so does that mean, so how long can you tell us the runtime for each episode? Is it going to be like 1 or 2, like a half hour, like a normal
They're
cartoon?
like 22. I think they're 22. And then I think there's a couple that are just a little bit longer.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Yeah.
No birds, fish, or bugs. And can rats get the virus? Yes. Or are they too small? That biting them would tear off their brains? Well, where are you biting them on the legs? They're not going to tear off their brains. Why restrict themselves to a live, warm meat diet? They're not restricted to a live, warm meat diet. That's just what they're attracted to. They're kind of simple. Oh, yeah, the no-brainer. Look, I love those guys, by the way. They're hilarious. That was our water on the movie, right? That was our water, like everyday water. We had that water on the set. Actually, if you see in the movie, that's what Anna hands Dave when she's like water when the bus pulls up. It's not beer, it's water.
So Krypton wants to know, some people asked, why did Tanaka need a safe cracker to go in? Wouldn't he have the code to his own safe? Yeah,
we had that like, there's a whole bit where he explains that like, I don't know this combination. I was never told because I never wanted to be tortured.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
Kidnapped and tortured.
That's incredibly clever. It makes so much sense as a business plan too.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what big brain, big brain.
So speaking about Dave's death, was the knife that he was stabbed that he had, was that the same one that he killed his wife with?
I believe it's the same one.
Wow.
Ow.
I know.
Yeah.
It's not cool, but it kind of is what it is. I don't know what to say. It's all like I'm seeing less out. Are there some scenes left out? Is that the question?
Like, are there deleted scenes?
There are some, but I didn't feel like it was anything. There's like one more scene. I took out one scene. There was an additional scene between Kate and Scott, another reconciliation scene. like an additional medium one. Like it's like 3 steps. And in the end, I was like, it kind of came for me. It kind of came at a point where the movie kind of wanted to hustle along. It was like right when they were examining the, when she puts the hand in the skeletons in the doorway in the
Yeah.
They come down and he's talking about the food truck, and then there was a scene. They walk into the hallway and they have another big discussion about like their feelings, and I was like, okay, we're okay. We're okay. I think the audience understands.
Yeah, you decide no more feels.
Yeah, we're good. Let's go.
This is a good question. How would alphas behave without a leader now that Zeus is dead?
Alphas behave without a leader. Would Alpha Zombie Scott? Yeah, Alpha Zombie Scott.
Alpha Zombie Scott would have been, the world would be done. No wonder you had to have Kate shoot him.
Yeah, if for whatever reason Kate didn't have the will to shoot her father and let him just run off into the desert or murder her, yeah, that's bad. That's a bad scene. Like we don't want Alpha Scott out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
So, but in theory, now that Zeus is dead, if there were any alpha zombies that survived, would they be able to kind of behave on their own, or like are they dependent on him?
I think to some extent. I don't know that they would organize as well as they were, with elite. Like, yeah, I mean, we really use like wolf pack or lion, pack mentality. So like, if you set a wolf off on its own, it can survive and it can do okay.
It just won't create a society like we saw with Vegas.
And it won't be able to hunt as well, without a pack. It's a lot of things that you're just not as, like I always like that idea that like, it's like when you think about it, like a wolf pack and you think about when you watch documentary about wolves and you see them from a distance and they're like playing with each other and they look really kind of sweet. Like, you're like, oh, I want a wolf. That's amazing. You don't want to hang out with wolves. But then you realize that if you were like wandering through the forest and they started hunting you, that's not going to end well for you. And there's no matter how much you think that they, with each other, they have that kind of compassion. With you, there's nothing you can do. You can't reason or be like, look, guys, I'm cool. I'm like a friend of the wolves. Like, you don't want to eat me. Like, none of that means anything. You know what I mean? they're just going to eat you without any
warning or
remorse. It's just their nature.
Yeah, they're going to be 100% fine with it. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to feel bad or think about it for 10 seconds afterward, other than like whether you were tasty or not. So according to you,
Najib,
that's deep.
He's asking all of the questions.
Yeah.
Clearly, I wasn't paying attention to our chat. Sorry, Najib.
Well, I mean, like clearly, the politics of the movie are pretty straightforward. I think, you know what I mean? Like I did like when I got Sean and Donna to do that scene about like how the world, it was before I just thought that I was surprised by whether or not, and we thought it was funny that even a zombie plague could be politicized. We thought that was kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Then a real plague happened and it got politicized. So,
well,
you were seeing the future.
That's what we thought was crazy. That it was just a funny. It's just a crazy thing, and it's also. And by the way, Sean and Donna were great, super great sports to just kind of read the dialogue the way I wrote it and not,
If they hadn't had the words like zombies or whatever in that, I would have thought you actually pulled that from a real interview instead of having them do that. It was really good.
Yeah.
How they delivered it.
Yeah. And Donna they were both really good sports. I was kind of like waiting for one of them to go like, no, I'm uncomfortable. They're actually friends in real life, which is weird. Because they're pundits together. They all go on those shows,
right?
And they just kind of like. I think when they end, they're like arguing, and I think when they end, they're like, "Wow, that was cool. Like that was a good point you made." And I don't know. I really don't think like
it's like sparring for them.
Like
they have a respect for the fact that the other person's showing up with their viewpoint, even if they don't agree with it.
Yeah, I think that they're around each other too much. And
yeah,
I don't think it's true of all of them. I just know that those two,
right,
in particular, they have they're kind of civil people.
So you would say the political theme in this movie is very like pro greed, pro consumerism, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Nothing bad ever comes of greed.
I mean, my thing is like, when you think about Vegas,
it's the city of sin.
The only sin city, more sin city.
Like hell, right? It's both. It's like, it's greed, but it's also like promise. It's like there's a promise. Like it offers you it makes a promise, a possibility, right? It's like this world of endless possibilities.
Am I wrong, or were there gold mining operations around Vegas, like back in the gold rush day?
I would not be surprised at all.
Because I know there's some in New Mexico, and I feel the reason why I say that is because I feel like that's part of the lore for like a long, long, long time before Vegas was Vegas.
No, right.
Land of promise.
You take a shot on a vein of gold, and we're gamblers. All of us, there's something in it. I mean, I'm personally not like addicted to gambling, but I get the rush, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's part. But then also, like they were at the time, like if you're going to build a wall, we need to talk about it. If you're going to like have a quarantine camp, we need to talk about it because like these were real things, and the politics of those things. I mean, it all got sort of, like superseded by COVID in a lot of ways. Like, all that stuff kind of got quieter in the movie because it's those were huge issues. Building a wall and refugees, all those things were much bigger, like news stories than like temperature guns and quarantines. Those now are the number one things, and it's
the part that resonated.
Yeah, the concept of a plague is like, what are you doing?
Not a concept anymore.
No, and so I mean, initially the politics of the movie were much more sort of our moment, of the moment that I was in when I made the movie, and so now, but those, and then this new world gets superimposed onto the movie, and weirdly is correct. There happens to be UFOs in the news. I don't know how that happened.
Right. Yeah. UFOs, once again, Pentagon telling us they're not UFOs. Definitely not aliens.
They're OFUs. We have
This is a simple question, but a nice one. I'm curious.
So Zach has one of the best fast action scenes. Ask him which one is fast action scenes means what? Like just
what does that mean? I guess action scenes with no slow-mo.
With fast.
I would say to me, like the warehouse scene in BVS is kind of what just like rapid fire, like boom, boom, hit.
Yeah, I kind of don't separate them like that, so it's kind of hard in my mind.
I mean, if we're categorizing like that, then Chambers is take that her whole like fighting.
Oh yeah, that one's epic.
The Chambers fight is great and really fun. And by the way, I love Sam. So,
by the way, I was very cross with you at first because I was like, why does he have to kill her again?
Yeah.
Why is he killing Sam in everything?
In like a
Notice,
stand
notice,
in front
she
of us.
lives a little longer in every movie.
You're gonna be the lead. You're gonna give her
Eventually,
a
she's going
lead
to get her own
eventually.
film.
She's on her
We're gonna
way.
get
Like whatever movie, she'll be alive at the end.
Yeah, she's on her
Yeah.
way.
I
A
mean,
female sci-fi protag movie that she's
What's that?
The sci-fi female movie.
the sci-fi female movie that
Could
you're
be.
working on,
Could be.
because I'm really, really, really excited for that one.
Yeah.
I know this is Army of the Dead talk, but like she'd be awesome. But so many of the actresses that you've
Yeah.
cast would also be awesome.
Yes. No, and the great thing about working, like, you know, I started working with Sam on Sucker Punch. You know, she was Jenna's double, right?
Right.
So, like, even in the mirror shot, you know, that's the back of her head when they're doing their, you know, they're like, when they're doing that, that's all their doubles doing their, what do you call it? Like doing the action that they're doing, you know, in the mirror while they're acting. They have to sort of follow them and do the same. Which is really tricky to do. But yeah, it's cool to like, but like, you know, so I've worked, I think she was 17 when we started working together. Like her mom was with her at the beginning of the movie. And then, you know, so it's been that much, you know, I've been, you know, working with her for that long. So yeah, I like to see her do more.
So I wanted to ask, how did you come across the Lucky Boy? Like, did you know it was out there in the boonies of Albuquerque? Or
I did not. We were scouting and I was like, what is this? Where is this? And they were like, oh, it's here. It's right down. I was like, well, that's the place. Yeah, we went and looked at it. I was like, perfect.
Chinese food and hamburgers is a very odd combo, but I'm here for it.
By the way, that was 100% real.
Their
Chinese.
business, I saw with ABC News that their business has been through the roof since Army came out.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
I'm gonna go back there and be like, woo. I was very intimate with that restaurant because I was like, you know, when I was filming Dave flipping the hamburgers, I was like back in the very dark corners of that, right behind the stove, kind of getting distracted by everything. So it was, I don't know if AOTD will get a physical release.
I have a follow-up question to this. Do you have any idea if there's going to be any merch that we can get?
I talked to them about it yesterday when we were on a call with Netflix, and I was like, the fans want some merch. They want some shirts.
Oh, yeah, we want.
Yes, please.
We want your Funko, by the way. Can they make it happen?
I don't know how to make that happen. I've been like, Funko must hate me for some reason because they don't
say that.
Well, we will keep asking for a Funko.
We will.
Well, you know, Nana found on eBay some Lost Vengeance patches from people who didn't want them, and she grabbed them for her and I.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we love the Lost Vengeance, like the way it looks. It's cool, so we had to have it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Those are like, because those were our crew. I think those were the camera department patches.
We've seen Netflix giving them out as promos to some people.
They must have been because
they were giving out like patches and hats as promos, but
the camera
it was
department
really random.
There's a picture that I posted on Vero of my red camera, and on the matte box there's Velcro and there's a patch stuck to it, which was the camera. If you look closely, it's got like, I think it says, you know, something about 0.95, you know, which was our aperture that we shot the whole movie at. Something about like living life at 0.95. I forget what they said. Like, got a cool like thing.
Joey's right. We actually veered off really quick. So what did Netflix say about merch? Can you?
Let us get into it. And I was like, okay, so I'll get an update.
All right. Okay.
Talking about merch, can we get a Stone Quarry shirt or like?
Yes, we've been talking here about making available Stone Quarry shirts and sweatshirts.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Well, you know,
Is it available worldwide, or is it going to be just like US only? And if there's any way that Netflix can make it worldwide, that would be great, because with Zack Snyder's Justice League,
You mean
DC don't.
No, Stone Quarry would be through Inc., wouldn't it?
Stone Quarry would be through us or through us. We're trying to
right.
find either through Inc. or a third party that we could just make them. And you guys,
because what Fatma meant is there was an issue.
You know what I mean? Like if Ben would be like trying to put shirts
with Zack Snyder's Justice League, when DC made the shirts on the DC shop, it was only available in America to get. So Ink to the People was amazing. Not only were we doing something great with it, but the merch was actually shipped internationally.
But Ink you could get. So if we did a Stone Quarry shirt through Ink, you could get it all over the world.
Yeah,
international shipping.
Yeah, with the official merch from Zack Snyder's Justice League, myself and Scott from the Squadcast Boys, we set up a merch mates thing where people from America would help buy the stuff and then ship it to people in the UK. So we're still kind of doing that just because it's been like DC's being really rude with that.
They're really rude. They don't want. They're not into. I bet you there's a lot of DC pirated Chinese because the movie's so popular in China. I bet you there's $100 bucks.
Yeah. I mean, I have my mom bought me last year for my birthday a Wonder Woman jacket from the DC store, but he got it from her boss because her boss lives in New York, and that's how I got the jacket. I mean,
so right now for overseas fans, they have to go through other people.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll talk about doing the Stone Quarry shirt. Maybe we can do it through
Yay.
Maybe we do it through Ink because there's a cool one. Also, there's this really cool gray one that Debbie wears. I don't have it. I don't know where she got it. It has no logos. You know, it's just the hammer and chisel, and it's just like really.
That
cool.
Sounds cool.
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, I would.
Ben's been talking. Ben's like, I really want to do like a cool polo, like a black polo with a little white, edge on the collar, and then just a little stone.
That's cool.
Yeah. That would be great.
We'll wear it to our polo matches. That's a great, perfect shirt.
By the way, I literally screamed when I saw the Stone Quarry logo on the big screen. I realized that this is a problem. I'm too much of a fan.
That's cool.
I was excited to see the studio name.
I like also that someone was telling me that when they saw Larry Fong, did we talk about this? And when we saw
Larry Fong is magic.
They were like, the screen I was in, a lot of people yelled out, and it wasn't an industry crowd. I'm like, it wasn't? No. A lot of people screamed out, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I would have screamed out if I saw it, but I want Larry to be that famous.
I was just like this, like I was smacking my brother, like, look, and he was like, who's that? And I was so disappointed.
And you're like, educate yourself.
Educate yourself.
Get with the program.
I am done talking to you.
I have a question from a young fan. Please stop doing that with your mouth. Thank you. Can you ask Zach? Tell him what your favorite toys are.
Transformers.
And what do you want to see him make? Say, will you make a Transformer movie?
Will you make a Transformer movie?
Will I make a Transformers movie? Well, if someone asked me to make one, since you did, I'm not 100% sure whether you control the IP.
Do you own Transformers? Not all of them. Yes, he does.
Yes. That's the right answer.
I don't have one yet. I don't. The one that I don't have yet is. There's another guy that looks like Ultramangus, but it's.
Another guy that looks like Ultramangus, but isn't Ultramangus. Someone in the chat is gonna know.
I don't have Kong or Ultramangus yet.
We're working on it. So those are the next two he'll make the movie out of.
And I don't.
Yeah, those are the ones. Unless you control that IP, which will be soon apparently, because now that we know.
I don't have.
No, let him. You don't have what?
What do you don't have all the other what?
I don't have all of them yet.
Don't have all of them yet.
And I don't have all of the Maximals and Optimus Primal and Ratchet and Cheetor. I don't have those guys yet.
You don't have Cheetor yet?
And I don't have those Decepticons and Beasts.
He's 5. He knows it's unreal. It's unreal. The other day, I go, who made your Transformer toy? Or he goes, oh, Hasbro made this. And I go, how do you know that Hasbro made your Transformer toy? Because he can't read yet. And he's like, because their symbol is a blue book.
Oh, right.
I've noticed a lot of parents of young kids who in the Snyder fandom especially, the kids are like, well, I want mommy and daddy's favorite director to do this movie for me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's next gen. That's next gen.
It is. He loves Justice League. Who's your favorite guy in Justice League?
Flash.
Right.
He's a fan favorite.
I haven't seen Army of the Dead yet.
Any updates on your Norse mythology?
That's not. Yeah, I don't want any like. I was doing an interview with a guy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my son and I watched. You know, my son and I watched Army of the Dead," and I was like, "No, not my fault though, right? Like you're not. I'm not condoning that." Like, okay, so but that said, here's what happened, and I was like, okay, but we're still gonna just say out loud for everyone watching that I didn't condone that. And he was like, okay, fair enough, but and I was like, okay.
My 6-year-old loved it.
So there was a Norse mythology question.
Yeah, the question was asking, are there any updates? Are we going to get anything? Netflix is just loving you right now.
Very soon, there's going to be a Norse update really soon. I recorded it recently. So.
Oh, okay.
Excited.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, we really like. I watched Netflix's Greek mythology anime, The Blood of Zeus.
Yeah,
and it was so good.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was so good. So like, if this is what they're doing like anime with each pantheon of mythology. They're doing great. They're off to a great start.
Yeah.
Ours is like really sexy and it's very adult, so that's cool.
So was Blood of Zeus. It seems to be the thing lately is more adult anime.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm an advocate.
Yeah.
Is it TVMA?
Yes, it is.
Huh?
Especially with the violence, because at one point I think someone's head got spun off like a cork.
Oh. I mean, we have a fair amount of violence, but we also have like there's a lot of nudity.
What
Talking
else is
about
new?
violent animes, have you seen Invincible? And if so,
I haven't watched. I've watched the first 2, and then I've just been doing 50 interviews.
Yeah, impressed.
But now I am gonna have a little bit of downtime, so I'm gonna try and catch up on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recall before JusticeCon we'd been talking to you, and you said that you were taking some work with you to on a vacation. You need to chill. You need to like.
I know, I can't help it. I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a question. Hang on. Ancient, I'm pulling it up.
Yeah,
So
it was a question if Ray Fisher had a cameo in that CCTV promo from Netflix for Army, or if he just dreamed it.
He dreamt it, but that's a cool idea. I like it. It was a dream, but a cool dream. I want more dreams like that. Yeah.
Sorry, I guess 3/4 of the family want to be on the stream today, but can you say Snyder Cut?
Oh, geez. All right, nice.
Can you say Snyder Cut really loud? Louder. Louder. Nope.
Oh.
So have you I didn't ask. I forgot to ask
neck
this.
dive. I'm gonna take a neck dive to get out of this conversation. Yeah, it's cool. Sorry, what?
I was gonna say that I forgot to ask earlier. Did you actually get to try out your virtual reality trucks?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We got to do the whole thing. Debbie screamed like crazy. They cut it out of the promo, which I was mad at. She is just hilarious to watch in VR. It is one of my favorite things in the world to see her, because she will like throw her gun at the thing,
Yeah.
screaming completely nuts. So yeah, it's really amazing. And I think that she felt they didn't want to exploit her.
They wanted her
She probably told-
I was like, your reaction is like gold. It's if people think it's that scary and that realistic.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we still go.
I was literally like, because she was behind me and I'm shooting out my side, and because I kept going like, what is going on over there? Is there a different thing happening? And you're like, my side of the truck is cool, but on your side of the truck, apparently it's like 100% real. And it is.
She's literally felt something bite her.
Yeah.
She was like, ah! That's hilarious.
That's so cute, but at the same
Here's
time,
one for Zach and one for Amanda. Zach, do you ever sleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do sleep. I go to sleep pretty early. Actually, I go to bed around 8:30 because I get up at 4:30. So.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, all right, old man.
I get up really early because I do a lot. That's like no one's up, so I can just do stuff.
Yeah.
I hope that Netflix kept those clips though of Debbie screaming, because those VR bloopers are so fun to watch. Like, I've seen them on YouTube of people having a mishap with VR, and it's so much fun.
We were talking about the other day. I had I don't know who I was. I must have said it on, but I had my VR goggles on. I have those Oculus 2. I was playing that Star Wars game. The one Star Wars game, what's it called? Where like you're on a freighter and then you go down to the.
You're always on a freighter in Star Wars games. Battlefront.
Anyway, there's a bit where I had just started playing it, so I was still figuring out the guns and everything. And I'm standing on this there's this sort of hallway, and then you step down to go through the door, right? And I dropped my gun, of course, like an idiot. And it went down one step lower than I was. So I reached out to get it, and I just bashed my hand on the ground, right? Because it's, because in your house, it's not one step lower. It's right. You have and I just was like,
you just punched the floor.
The floor is super hard. Yeah. I was like, why?
Wait, that's actually funny.
Why would you do it this way? That's not cool. Like, that's liable to happen. That's not.
Why does
that's 6 inches lower than. Why would you make something 6 inches lower than the floor? That's not.
It's made by Escher, game by Escher.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I had to physically go, and then I couldn't get the gun, right, because my hand couldn't go down there, so I had to walk physically down to that step to get it. So
the step you would just smashed your head on.
Yeah, my hand is bleeding and broken. I did finish the game, so.
Oh, nice. I mean, VR is pretty intense.
It's cool. By the way, that Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is really good. I don't know if
the mobile game.
And it's just Oculus too, so it's not super great, but it's a pretty great game.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. I hit my hand on a bookshelf playing that game.
I have a question. I don't know if anyone has asked this, and I apologize if they have. Have you actually met Seth Rogen in person?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
Universe, make it happen. That was the most wholesome. First of all, that movie experience would be sick to walk out into straight up an abandoned. Oh, so cool. Does everyone know what I'm talking about?
No.
Come on, guys. No, here's what I'll say. I think it's been really cool on this topic. I think it's been really cool to see a lot of not just like celebrities, famous people, but like people in the industry kind of give you your due, I think, around Justice League and Army of the Dead coming out and being such huge successes. Who have you been able to like get a attaboy from that you were like, whoa, did that just happen? Like,
yeah. Trying to think. I have my people that I really,
who's the opinion you value the most? Yeah.
The Carlas of this world were amazing, or the Billy Crudups of this world. Those are like the guys that I love most, and I love when they were all, just incredibly effusive and amazing. And I have like endless texts from the Zack Snyder repertory company that are always those ones really, I think in a lot of ways make me the most like,
yeah,
it's cool. It's kind of like because like you don't realize your family is so big, but it's like all the people you work with, right?
Yeah.
You have like this huge group of people that have suffered with you, and when they
no chairs, suffered through days and days of no chairs on set.
Yeah. I love that, by the way. I love that.
Evil director Zack Snyder banned chairs.
First of all, for one, there were plenty of chairs all over the place.
They were just sitting next to zombies, which I think is a perfect way to take your lunch.
I'm not going to sit down, so who's with me?
So, like, this was like when I first saw this, I was so weirded out because this was the same headline that appeared like 2 years ago about Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, the exact same.
Yeah. It was
I kind of wonder, when are you supposed to sit down? Like, to me, if you're on set, not just like at craft services or like in makeup, if you're on set, you're not supposed to be sitting down. I don't remember.
There are breaks between shots that you might want to grab a chair, but we were shooting so fast that it didn't. Brad Paisley. Yeah, that was funny. But anyway, there was this moment where, like, we didn't have a video village, so that was part.
Well, of course, yeah, you're right there.
So I didn't really need. And that was kind of the reason why I didn't was like, well, we don't need chairs because,
less waiting.
There's no place to congregate. So basically what happened was everyone had their chairs, their camping chairs, sort of around the corner where makeup was and touch-ups and everything. And you could walk over there if you wanted to sit down. But it was just like but also part of it was I filmed everything in all directions all the time. And so there was no place to hide the village because you would have been in the movie. And so it was really a matter of me just going like, look, guys, it's just problematic. But yeah, I'm not the devil, and I'm not.
Yeah. During our interview,
person who has worked with you, especially people who are your subordinates on set, are like, he's wonderful.
During our interview with the ladies during Justice Con, they said that sometimes, like, if they wanted to sit down, they would sit next to a zombie or like eat a sandwich sitting next to a zombie. And I was like, and to me, that's that's what I would want to do. I wouldn't want to sit in a camping chair or something. I'd be sitting with the zombie.
Yes.
I'd be sitting in a burnt out car. Like,
yeah. Also, a lot of, it's been my experience, and very often, there's this whole thing about like, yes. Thank you, sir. but like my experience also was like in the past, like I don't like my chair. I never liked my chairs and sitting in the chairs. Like I just was forced to do it. Like people would come visit, and I always remember like, you know, like some people would bring like a friend to set. And I remember this one time they had never really been in a movie set, and I was doing something and they just sat in my chair, right? And like, you know, and I came back and it was awesome because like everyone was freaked out, and whoever it was like, this is so cool. And I was like, that's awesome. And they were like, you're in Zach's chair. I'm like, no, you stay. That's fine. I got plenty of chair. I sit in that chair all day in my chair. It's 100% cool. And then afterward, like we were like eating lunch or whatever. And I remember the person coming up to me, the friend saying like, are you sure? Like what? Like, don't be mad at me. My friend sat in your chair. I was like, I really don't care. I honestly don't care. I like it. As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I have to say because I've been watching all your interviews and all that, and I don't know if this you got to talk with George Romero, right?
I have. Yes, in the old days, yeah, I talked to George.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, now I can die happily.
Okay, yeah, no, I talked to George quite a bit back in the day. You know, when we were when I was working on Dawn.
How was it? Did you guys talk about?
Yeah, we talked about zombies mostly.
Yeah.
You know, we shared that in common.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, Zach, I know lots of us in the fandom would love to see you work with Ray Fisher again. Yeah. Any thoughts on possible? I don't know. I got to find something for him to do because I want to work with him. He's amazing. Ray.
Yeah.
You need to find something for him to do. Just all of a sudden, like, I'll write that in.
Sam and Ray. Yeah.
Yes. Sam, yes.
We're here for it.
Yes, please.
So, oh God. Sorry. I had a question, but then I lost it.
Cool.
I listened to your the nonprofit podcast.
Oh, did you? Yeah, that's quite a.
That was, I mean,
that's a deep dive.
Audibly soothing to listen to. It was a deep dive. One of the things that you've brought up, like it comes up you talk about this in the stunt people you work with. You talk about this and like the commitment that actors have to their roles. You are drawn to like I don't even know what it is, a mentality of like do or die, just like put up or shut up. I don't know. There's something, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what to put it. How would you put that into words? What's the rich citron? It's 300 degrees and I'm fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just like, you know, we're just, you know, it's just a group of guys that, you know, do things really well, you know, and they do, guys and girls, frankly, that just they're not really in a compromise, and they want to do it at the highest level. And that's a thing that I have huge respect for. And I just think that, and it's not a thing I have ever to ask for or ever even expect,
right?
You know, because that's rude. But on the other hand, it's a thing that I get from these people all the time. So it's pretty amazing. And I think that, you know, that sort of, I get spoiled by that, you know.
Did you stumble into that? Or were you like a 23-year-old who was like, I'm going to surround myself with people who get shit done forever? Like,
yeah, I think that's pretty much right. You know, I think in film school and when I was in college, the people I worked with and was around, they're all, you know, I mean, it was Larry Fong,
Magic,
Tarsim.
Oh, you went to school with Larry?
Yeah, Larry and I were in college.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like he shot my Super 8, like my basics of film class, like literally my basics of film class. I did that World War I movie that he shot. You know,
was that the one you talked about where you dug up someone's garden?
Yeah, I dug up the backyard. But like, these guys were like, you know, they were making movies at a super high level when I was in college, and no compromise then. Well, you know, a little bit, but just rational compromise.
Yeah.
And then, so it's really kind of we've just tried to keep doing it. And I don't even think it's a thing. Like, it's not like a, you know, we don't do it. Like, it's not, like I say, it's not I don't put any like, demands or anything like that. These people just do it. You know, they want it to be at this certain.
And but that's not just about their filmmaking, though. I feel like you, in every aspect of your life, whether it's like your fitness or your like every person that you are partnered with is like, I am never going to stop becoming better at the thing that I'm doing. Like Rich Citrone is actually going to be 300 years old. That's the trick. He is aging.
No, he's a vampire for sure.
So it's like.
I mean, a sexy vampire.
You were raised with? Is that like a work ethic you were raised with, or is it something you?
I don't know. I guess like, you know, it's like you know, when you get around that, it's hard to go the other way. You know.
They pull. Okay. The momentum, irresistible momentum.
Yeah, I mean, like you get, you know, you're around people that are so insanely good at their job. You want to find more of those people, you know. And also just the level of caring and like is so high. You know, there's no one ever wants to do anything just good enough.
Right.
Know?
Oh, I found my question. Sorry. I lost it, but then it just came back. I was gonna ask, what did you use to make the noises the zombies make?
Scott came up with a bunch of mixes of weirdness, and I guess it was a gigantically bizarro concoction of sounds. And he never disappoints. So I was really happy with that. He kept playing me samples and go like, "What about this?" And I'd be like, "My God, that's insanity." Yeah, he did really great.
Hold on, let me play it for Deb. Let's see.
Like, I want to make sure that it's really upsetting. And
there was like pterodactyl screeches in there. At least I thought so. Yeah. Which was funny because I call it my pterodactyl screech. I can make this noise that sounds similar, and I got so excited in the movie that when I heard it, I mimicked it a little bit and my brother smacked me, and then someone in front of me freaked out a little bit, like shit's behind me. And I was like, cool.
Well, by the way, you just made someone's like viewing experience a little bit better because they were
virtual reality with Cole.
There's like, it's like a VR. Yeah, they were pretty sure that there's zombies in the theater.
You just completed it with the makeup.
They went all out and they like hired half the audience is actually going to make zombie sounds.
It annoys Nana so much because sometimes I'll just be sitting there with her and I'll make a pterodactyl noise, but it comes in handy when we're in crowded places because if she hears that, she knows it's me calling for her.
Oh, I'm here.
This is like where I run away.
That's a great idea.
That's great. That's cool.
I know you said you've spoken about horse latitudes being something that's not possible in the near future because of the current situation. But what would be next? Obviously, after you've had some rest, what would be your no rest? Okay, let's just go.
Yeah.
What would the next thing that you would want to do? Is it the Arthur adaptation or the female sci-fi protags movie? And also, what other mediums would you like to explore? I know you've done an animated series and you've done a movie, and would you go into shows, or is there anything else that you'd like to, dabble in or try out?
TikTok. Zack Snyder TikTok.
opera. Makes sense.
So that was like a 2-part question, but yeah.
No. The thing we're seriously trying to figure out, I won't say just now because we're really close to figuring it out, so that I could tell you guys.
Everybody cross everything.
More officially.
Okay.
So because we're just trying to say, okay, and we're firing on all cylinders. Okay, as soon as because we're gonna just go to work on that immediately. Right now, right.
Because at the moment I'm thinking of we've had 2 movies this year. How long am I going to wait to see? Well, apart from
I don't want it to be that long. Yeah, no, I'm trying. I want it to be faster. Yeah. The good news is, the news is, you get I didn't direct it, but you'll get Army of Thieves, which we produced and I wrote. You'll get the animated series where I directed 2 of the episodes, and then you'll get the Norse mythology, where I also directed 2 of the episodes. And also did the story and everything. So you'll get dribbles, and then hopefully we'll get very soon. You'll know what the big movie we're working on is.
Nice.
We're trying to stick to Army questions, but we'll allow it. Have you seen Stargate?
I haven't watched the whole thing from beginning to end. You mean the movie or the series?
Either, apparently.
Either. Yeah, that's what the question is. For either.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen the movie, but I haven't watched the whole series. And maybe a couple episodes here and there.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question before I forget. I have a question. What's your favorite cookie?
Cookie?
Yes.
Probably.
He likes to make cookies and send them to people. So.
Well,
I like to make cookies and tell people I'm going to send them and then never send them.
Then never do it. That's fine too.
Yeah.
I'm on that cookie. Eventually I'll make you. Yeah.
Next time Steven goes on a set visit, just send him with cookies.
In an old button sewing tin. Absolutely.
Yeah, it has to be that.
Yes.
Full Midwestern. I'll send a tater tot casserole with it.
And some kind of wax paper inside with some kind of.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, so
or Debbie's.
Homemade.
Or Debbie's favorite cookie.
Homemade is oatmeal, I guess.
But oatmeal raisin, oatmeal chocolate chip.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
But then we always have Thin Mints in the fridge. In the freezer. So.
Yeah, that's the only way to eat them is in the freezer.
Yeah, got to be out of the freezer.
Here's a polarizing food question: mint chocolate chip. What's your opinion on mint chocolate chip ice cream?
Yes.
Yes, guys.
This is the new pineapple.
Wait, are there people that don't like mint chocolate chip? I didn't know that there was a faction.
Yes.
There are people who don't like it.
Yeah. She doesn't.
No.
Look, I can't do mint. I can't handle handle mint to the point where I can't handle toothpaste. So I'm not gonna be able to.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a controversy, but I'm afraid that I'm a huge fan of mint chocolate chip. I like mint.
I do too. It's my favorite.
Same.
Like mint tea. I drink a lot of mint tea.
Oh, you drink Moroccan, right?
Moroccan.
You like Moroccan.
Yeah,
See, I'm Arab, and it's just so amazing to see that you like the Moroccan mint tea. Is there anything? Did
you see that the other day when I said inshallah at the end of that meeting? At the end.
Yes, it was so amazing.
I got a couple of DMs about you just rocked the Middle East by doing that, and I was like,
they loved it.
It was funny because I was actually talking to Eamon about it, and when I was shooting in North Africa, and we'd say it all the time, it's just when you just
God willing,
yeah. But then I was like, is it cool? For me, I don't know, I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. Right.
No, say it.
I'll say it if
what
someone
other Arab
else
words this is so interesting because this is my culture and language.
Yeah, no, it's super cool.
I've learned from other Arab folk that if you're greeting someone you know is Arab, then it's okay to say it. Or you're being greeted by, it's okay. I'm
giving you permission, Zach.
Oh,
as
cool.
an Arab.
Officially,
as an Arab.
By the way, thank you, actually, because I no longer feel like
conflicted.
No, it's
like
great.
It's nice to be able to embrace a culture when you get a chance.
Oh, no, I appreciate it too. Like a lot of the fans in the Middle East are so like in love with the work that you do, and it's just amazing. So thank you so much. Your reach is everywhere internationally. So cool. Yeah. Any other Arab words or any other Arabness things that you want?
One thing I would say is that I've been waiting. We haven't had a chance, but I'm super excited about going to visit Ayman, in Riyadh and hanging out with him there, because we visited him in Como, and he always is like, come to Riyadh and let's do the whole thing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to. So that would be fun, really fun.
Awesome.
Find a way to make it work so that you can technically not stop working, but also go.
True. I mean, also every now and then, you need a small break. So
yeah,
if you meet his grandmother, if you know you're meeting Ayman's grandmother, do not eat for 2 days beforehand, because I have every Arab grandmother I have had the pleasure of meeting. They feed you until you die.
I don't know if
so it's like food grandmothers.
We
feel like that.
Yeah,
we're overfeeders. We love our food. Like
baklava. I'm good. Let's go.
I also love the food.
Challenge accepted, as they say.
Do you like baklava with your Moroccan?
Yes, very much so.
Homemade baklava is just like the best. So anytime you're in the UK, please let me know so I can make you some homemade.
Oh, yeah, that's like my cookies. That's like your answer to the cookies.
Yes.
Yes. There you go. Now
I feel like no matter where you go, Zach will have food.
It's funny because when we did Colbert, we stayed at the hotel that's like the Covent Garden. It's owned by the same people, and it's decorated exactly the same. So I had this weird feeling, this thought that I was in England like a week ago, but I wasn't. I was in New York, so I would have been like, why didn't I get that when I was there? And I was like, no.
What a disorienting trick to play on. Where am I?
Yeah. That hotel is amazing, but it really is. If you go to London a lot, and you stay in that hotel in New York, it's really a bit of a mind bender because you really think you're in England half the time. And I'll walk outside. I'm like, oh wait, I'm in New York. What is happening?
Yeah.
It's almost exactly the same as the Covent Garden. It's very similar.
You have to come to Spain too, Zach.
What's that?
You have to come to Spain too.
Of course.
I mean,
absolutely.
Zack Snyder World Tour.
A lot of people have been here.
Brazil Comic-Con, that's a must, and then to Europe.
Exactly. I have a question. How would you do in zombie apocalypse?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. We all know. You just told us it's rubber, Zach.
What is that from? Is that a collectible or is that from something?
That's Space Camp.
Yeah. Wow.
Sir.
That's actually from the food truck that they're going to start after this is all over.
This is a different angle of your office that we have.
I don't think you need that for Scott's cheese.
Those just happen to be on the wall next to me.
Yeah. He's
so
ready.
Basically what you're saying is anywhere in the house you have zombie tools, anti-zombie tools hidden.
Yeah, he's ready.
Oh, I think he's gone from
Stop.
there.
It's going to be under the stop.
Really?
Yes.
Why am I not surprised? I remember when you were just moving into that office, you were showing us the weapons you were putting on the wall.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Well, he
He's
could be
ready.
sitting at a table when a zombie attacks, so he just needs that.
Never.
Yeah.
You just don't.
That's why WB hasn't called you, dude.
You don't know.
They're afraid. They're
Yeah, I'm just
afraid.
looking at my book. Yeah, because my bookshelf now is this way, right? Because that used to be behind me.
Yeah,
I
right.
put,
It
my
was.
computer I put my computer in this cubby so I can kind of keep it up because it was ugly on my desk, you know. So
So now that you're working with now that you've worked with Netflix, with Army of the Dead and the Norse mythology, do you feel like you're more comfortable working with Netflix or like going with other streaming services, i.e., even Amazon Prime, for example, if that was an option? And how do you feel with this new landscape of the streamers and how flexible they are, or maybe how accommodating they are to like new ideas as opposed to the old school studio layouts that you've got before? So yeah, how do you feel going forward with all the projects you've got?
Yeah, I feel it's amazing, and Netflix has been awesome. I don't have zero complaints from me. Yeah, I just hope, you know, and certainly I'm open to working with whoever wants to work with me. But my relationship right now with Netflix is really, you know what I mean? Like, awesome. So there's no need to.
Copacetic.
Everyone in our chat is like really loving the fact that you have you had a knife under the table.
What did we expect, people? What did we expect? I didn't know it was there like Cole and Nana did, and I knew it was there.
No, what would have happened was, though, if you were in here and like you were fighting, you'd fall down and or someone, and you'd reach under there and be like, "Yes, Zach, thank you."
Exactly.
You know, like, and I'd be like, "I told you, under the desk. It's fine."
I'm just imagining like there's like 2 under the pillow, 2 between the box spring and the mattress.
No,
2
Debbie
in
doesn't like
the
that. That's why it's in the office. Because she's like, get your toys out of the, like, you know, you can put that in your office.
Amanda Rose, you had a question you wanted to fit in?
Yes. Okay, this is very far-fetched, and I'm very, how people say, delusional, but I was wondering the concept of a romantic comedy. Would you direct one?
Well, I mean, I will say, let's say that the movie that Jay and I came up with for Matthias to direct is very much that. I think that's probably about as close as I'm going to get to a romantic comedy. But I'm very involved in that project. So maybe like I'll get bit by the bug, the romantic comedy bug. It's just that's all I want to do. It's just like that's it, guys. But I don't think so. But I mean, you'll see the movie and then you'll be like, you know, and Matthias did an amazing job. It's very cool. It's cool. It's cute as a button.
Cute as a button. You heard it here first.
True.
I'm watching it.
It's very. And then there's always.
Oh, nice.
I feel like
Give it to me.
Rom-com, but like
Quarry whiskey, or was it whiskey or brandy?
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Oh, bourbon.
Which is a type of
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like you need to write, if you're going to do a rom-com, it's like a rom-com with Zeus and Athena, right? Like a rom-com.
Yes, I love that.
Of
me too.
Themyscira.
Nice.
Talking about genres, you were speaking about Shadow and Bone, and I love that series so much because I've read the books, and the series was so well made, and the way that they merged the two series has been so amazing to see. Would you ever consider going into like fantasy on that level, or like would you
like a book adaptation or something?
Yeah,
absolutely. I like the show. I love that kind of world. That's cool. That's cool stuff.
Yeah. Fatma and I read a lot of the same books, so we were screaming when you said you liked Shadow and Bone.
Would you have Ben Barnes in something? Because like Ben Barnes.
Oh, Ben Barnes. Yeah, sure. That's cool.
Because like, yeah.
Oh my god. I don't think we'd recover. I don't think we'd ever recover if you worked with Ben Barnes at one point. Just saying.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool. Good to know.
Singularity.
Rachel, you had a question?
Yes. Okay. So it's probably gone way back. I probably should have asked it then, but I don't like to butt in when people are speaking. Martin didn't get a poster, and this still bothers. Is it because he was like a betraying little backstabbing slime ball? Like, did he not deserve a poster?
I guess that's partly it. You know, he's not really.
He wasn't really present.
It would have been a cool misdirect to give Martin a poster.
Yeah, because like Queen's got a poster. So I was like, where's Martin's poster?
That's a meta move to give the bad guy a poster so you don't realize he's the bad guy. But we all pretty much knew he was like up to shenanigans.
No, I was rooting for him because he was like a zombie type. Like, that's crossing the line. I was like, yeah, go Martin. And then like 20 minutes later, I was like, no, Martin.
Oh, you were like, oh, no, Martin. Oh, he's gonna be one. He's
gonna be so good. Look at him.
It's the zombie rule. The late edition is always like the guy who screws everybody. I don't know. It should be. I feel like it's a story trope at least.
Never trust the late edition. Yeah.
Never.
Oh, also this guy's coming. Yeah. No, that guy's gonna.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Getting on that bus with Guzman's other dude. No, he's not.
I heard they were gonna give the zombie queen a poster, but they kept cutting her head off. Joey.
By the way, he has a poster. I just released it.
Yeah, she just got it. Yeah, Joey's just being Joey. He's being out of pocket.
By the way, her head is cut off in the poster.
It is.
Yeah, I thought that was hysterical. I loved how she had the money in her mouth. That was fantastic.
I have a question from me.
By the way, there's two zombie queen head posters.
Yes, there have been two. There's been a full body and a head.
And then there's the one where the heads where she has the Elvis glasses.
Yes. Oh wow.
Oh, I thought they were Martin's glasses.
Valentine needs a poster now, Zach.
He's got a poster.
He does.
Did I miss?
Do we find out in the prequel if Valentine, like how Valentine became a tiger? Like, did he feel pain?
Did he what?
Did he feel pain? Or did he just transition like normal?
Yeah. He might have briefly felt some
discomfort
as he became. Oh, look, there's Ben. Ben, what are you calling me out?
Well, if you want, because I'm not sure if you want to see Sage Ride, but you guys are.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Hi, Ben.
Hello.
Hi, Ben.
Hi.
That's Ben, the super assistant.
Ben's elbows. I have a question from me and Allison Crow, Allison as well. You are an artist, right? You draw. Have you ever drawn on human skin, and would you consider it?
Oh, do a tattoo?
Yes.
I need to practice. I wouldn't want to do it badly.
Everyone become home.
Yeah, because we're okay. Well, Allison Crow and I are interested in getting tattoos. So she didn't explicitly say that that you needed to do it, but I thought I would ask. You know, on air, put you on the spot. Say no to Allison. So
I'd be happy to do it. I just would need to like practice like crazy because I would want it to be not embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's Zack Snyder did that. He was drunk, I guess, and clearly.
Okay, fair.
Clearly,
maintain.
Oh yeah, he's an artist. Okay.
He's an alleged artist.
Yeah, he is an alleged artist. I have proof to the contrary on my skin. Yeah, so that would be the only thing that would be holding me back a little bit. I'd need to get like some, I don't know what you practice on, like leather or something.
Pig's
Pig
flesh.
Which is also upsetting. But yes.
Yeah.
Amanda.
I mean, I know that they have actual artificial skin that you practice on as well, but you also can practice on actual.
Oh.
Okay.
In the comments before we
I think
let
as
you
long as
go,
you eat
because
the
it is
pork chop. What's that?
Exactly. Nothing to waste.
in the before we do know that you have to go soon because we are a little bit over time. We promised you. But there is one question that someone asked that Dave Bautista mentioned that if he could do a Gears of War movie based off the video game, he'd want to do it with you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Cool. That'd be cool. That's cool. I like the game. I'm a fan. That could be cool.
Oh,
that's cute. Also, I like the drunk tattoo.
Hang on, this one?
Yeah. See, I get from your perspective how you're like, please don't put my name on that work. But from our perspective, we're like, it's bad and I don't even care.
Right. That's great.
So
that's cool. Yeah. Well, I'll get a gun and I'll start practicing.
They sell them on Amazon. I see a lot of people on social media making ill-advised purchases.
By the way, that's where I got the DM about inshallah.
Yes, Shiraz and the Bros are amazing. I'm part of Comic Book Debate as well. It's so amazing. Yes.
And doing awesome stuff.
Yeah.
With their time.
No, they're all.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, let me go watch a horse. Sage has got she's riding today, and I gotta go watch her because,
It's really fun.
Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us again. And
my pleasure.
Send our love to the family.
Sure will. That was so fun. All right. You guys are the best. Anytime. Oh, when I have more info about what's happening, we can.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Have a nice day, Zach.
Have a good one. Bye, Snyders. Bye, Zach.
Best. Always the best. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Wow. 2 hours went by.
Productive.
He's just
I'm bored.
So sorry to everybody who super chats we didn't get to go through. We tried to go through.
We were really trying for Zach's benefit to stick to Army of the Dead questions. So if you sent a super chat and it wasn't Army of the Dead related, we're sorry. We thought that we had made it clear this was an Army of the Dead special.
But if you had a question, your question wasn't answered, hit me up in DMs and I'll talk to you. We'll see if we can figure something out because obviously you guys
already asked it and you just weren't listening. So
okay, go about it this way. Before we head on and do other stuff, I just want to quickly bring this up while we're still in Army. There is an event on Sunday. We are all going to watch Army of the Dead, so please join us. Let's all watch. Let's get it 200 million. Let's make it the most successful movie on Netflix ever. So here are times. The rules are simple. Everybody's playing Army of the Dead at this time, so just find yourself your time zone. That's when you put the Army of the Dead on. Make sure you tweet about it, post on Vero about it, tag it, just do all that stuff.
So and come on to social media to join the conversation and everything. Like, hashtag Army of the Dead. Come talk with everyone and have some fun. And
yes,
but definitely make sure you stream it.
Exactly. On Netflix.
And
if you have a dollar or two to spare, please don't consider making a donation to AFSP.
Link is in the description below, as always.
To the Autumn Snyder Memorial Fund, either from this stream or from Sunday, because we're also encouraging people to donate on Sunday during the event as well.
Also, one more thing, the JusticeCon merch is still on sale. Not sure for how long, maybe a couple days. So go grab it before it's gone.
When is it gone?
I think the link is in the description below also. Fatma, I'm going to send it to you. Girls, you didn't know? We put it back up. It's been
I knew.
Yes, I knew.
I didn't know and I missed it. So definitely.
Sorry, but yeah, it's
That's
back up.
great.
So go grab it. Go grab yourself. The posters are absolutely gorgeous. The shirts came out amazing this year. So if you
Do a
want,
sticker pack, get you a little pass thingy that says you were there.
yes, get your little badge thingy also, so that way you have a little
Or
memory that you were
long
there.
sleeve shirts.
And so that's definitely another option because that goes to AFSP also. And if you want to rewatch some of the Army of the Dead panels, any views from that generate money that goes to AFSP also on Justice Con channel. So all that stuff you can do. Just a shameless plug.
And I think that's a good place to say a goodbye. So thanks for joining us for another episode this week of League of Mayhem. And this will be available offline ASAP. I'll have it up there soon. And
shout out to Erin Bailey for the shirt. And also, I mean, I did pay for it, but also I would like to say that if you want to know the worst/best fan theories Zach has ever heard, we could auction it off for AFSP. I'm just telling you. So it's locked in here, guys.
I mean, the thing that happened just before the stream.
And it's the best theory so far.
Can you tell me off screen what happened?
Oh, you were
I'll tell you. We'll tell you gonna
for
get
it.
off screen. Don't worry.
All right, so we're gonna log off before things get too out of pocket.
Yes.
So
All right, bye guys. Thank you so much.
League of Mayhem signing off, and suck it, Warner Brothers.